Okay, welcome back. For those of you on YouTube that watched, hey, you had to click another button to get me. You on TV, just had to wait through. I think I put a PSA in there, or basically I just said, I'm an idiot and look at me. So, whatever. I edit this thing, so I don't even know what I'm going to put in yet. This is not my inaugural show. This is a new show that I put together with my own two hands and my computer. Well, I'm going to talk about Winnipeg. The sex workers talk about why Canada prostitution laws should be repealed. A small living room is cozy and welcoming if slightly cluttered. Several books and reports were spread across the table. A large whiteboard covering handwritten notes, a large frame on one wall, and a collection of newspaper clippings and pictures of Pierre Trudeau, Canadian's Prime Minister, who once said, "There is no place for this state or in state bedrooms of this nation." Well, Carol and her husband, Sam, were drinking coffee and chatting about sex. And they've been doing this for about 5 years, and they're currently unemployed. So they wanted to open up a little brothel in Winnipeg. Well, the laws are very strict and very tight, just like Idaho. They're so strict and so tight, they're running strip clubs and other places out of town on a rail, or having the rail put where the sun don't shine. So basically they just feel compelled that they need to repeal the prostitution laws in Canada. Now, as you know, we are in a recession, and recession hurts a lot of people. So they do things that they normally wouldn't do. They would try to find a second job, or do like me, get on TV again, or start a brothel in your basement. That is right. In Gwinnett County, Georgia. Yeah, that's surprising. In Georgia, you don't see that very much. A woman has been charged after police broke up a party. They didn't break in, and discovered teenagers drinking and possibly a strip club in the basement. Well, I'm sorry, I meant to say strip club, not brothel. My bad. And as they reported, if they can't go into bars to get drunk, then their theory is go to mama's house and have a party in the basement. Because you can charge a lot for the liquor, but don't get caught by the cops. Now, this also reminds me of a story here in Idaho a couple of years ago. I wrote about it in my blog, how the Idaho State Police, the Boise Police, and the Nampa Police all got together and they said, let's do a real crack job and let's go nail every strip club, every bar, every gas station, and see who's giving out alcohol to minors. And when they decided to do that sting, they went around and hit all the places. And what turned out was 5 strip clubs had to close their doors for 30 days, pay a $15,000 fine for serving alcohol to minors, which I don't, tell you the honest truth, I don't like them serving alcohol to minors. Because when I was a minor, I could go to any bar and get in, and they didn't even look at my ID. And now here I am, pushing near 50, and I still get carded when I go in and go into a strip club. I think that's hilarious. No, they charged them $15,000 for the fine, had to lost their liquor license for 30 days, and then some of them. Now, this one is a true story because I was there. One bar was not a strip club, it was just a regular bar, you could have it, had oil wrestling. And then some of the competitors got a little frisky and started undoing the tops. So the tops came off and everyone saw the bare chest. Which I thought, well, that's kind of cool, it looks good. Until I bumped into a police officer and I asked him, what is he doing here? He said, well, we're going to close down this place because of alcohol and topless ladies. And sure enough, 6 months later, after all the fight and everything, they closed it down. That is really sad to see. But some strip clubs, they close down They fixed up their stages, fixed up the exterior. They did a marvelous job in that. And then after that, a year later, they went after all the massage parlors. There were a total of 15 in Boise, 0 in Canyon County. They closed down all but 5. So that lets you know what's really going on. And now I will talk about Saudi Arabia. The Interior Minister released the telephone conversations that he held with the terrorists of Al-Qaeda on September 10th. So basically, he was talking to them a day prior, saying, "Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Oh, by the way, Allah will be giving you lots of good stuff." Now, in sports, this is going to really crack you up. A drunken grandmaster checkmated after dozing off. That's right. A grandmaster, they didn't even give his name. Here is Valida Tadrinchko, arrived Thursday to play against India's Praved Kamar in such an inebriated state he could hardly stay in his chair because he was wobbling to the left, wobbling to the right, just wobbling all around, until finally his head hit the table and he went to sleep. So in other words, the guy fell asleep, got checkmated, because by the rules, you have to stay awake and keep moving your player, because when your time expires, if you don't make a move, they can actually say, "Bye-bye, you've been checkmated," which I thought was really hilarious. Now, in my final 4 minutes here of this segment, I will talk a little about real estate. Did you know there's people out there right now that are pushing for an extension of the $8,000 credit? Well, it's only a few people, and there's no legislation right now in the federal. No, nothing in the House, nothing in the Senate. I've talked to my representatives. They said they have no plans to extend it. They extended the cash for clunkers twice, and basically that's why it cost us over $3 billion. And right now, people have taken advantage of the $8,000 credit is just roughly over $500 million. So that means if you haven't gotten a house, gotten your $8,000 credit, you're going to be out real fast. Now, one thing I am a strong proponent of, that means I'm in favor of, for those of you who don't speak long words in the southern parts of some states, some southern parts of Idaho, like southern Boise, southern Nampa, all of Caldwell basically, is that I'm in favor of web traffic. Now, on my websites and the sites I manage and my blogs that I manage, I've seen a major uptick in all the information I put out. I don't just put out real estate stuff. I put out things I've seen out in public, just like the strip clubs, the massage parlors, the governor candidate announcing in a strip club where I was at, another candidate announcing that she was running for governor in a spiritual bookstore, which I was at, and also a candidate running for Senate of the state of Idaho at his home, which I was too tired. I didn't go because I worked too much. Well, they've all noticed that web traffic is up 11% over last year to this year, people looking for real estate. And that's true. I've seen major ticks. Everyone's seen major ticks. That's why everyone's always improving their website on a daily basis. So you gotta wonder about that. If they're not updating on a daily basis, are they really in it for the money? And I'm in it for any type of money. Now, in the state of Idaho, we have a commercial market. This is like your Albertsons, your Rite Aid, your Walmart. Those are commercial buildings. And then when they go vacant and they can't get a tenant in there to stay, like if you go to Collister, you would know at one time all those stores were filled before the library came in. But all those spaces were filled. You had antique stores, you had a grocery store, you had the bowling alley still there, the barbershop, the laundromat, all those were filled. Now that they're up for lease, that is showing that there's a downtick. Now, I'm just pointing out one area. I can point out Nampa, where buildings have been vacant for years, even one burned down because of old rotting lumber, and plus someone started a fire with matches. There was a gas station in Nampa. Beautiful. Well, actually not a gas station. It was a firehouse. I'm remembering another spot. There was a firehouse, and it was there since 1905. It closed in 1981, I think it was. And then it sat vacant, and then in 2002, another guy bought the building. Was going to open up a restaurant. It failed. And now the building's vacant again.